Eric Vincent, what is up beyond the box? Monday night, 7 o'clock. We are live to talk about a team, my man. Give me a
Woo!
cheers. Give me a you're not
Let's
even
do
paying
it.
attention.
Let's
Give me
do
a
it. No.
cheers.
Sorry, yeah. No. Yeah.
Come
Before we
on.
start anything, let's take a shot before we start anything.
Oh
Let's do
yeah.
this.
Here you go.
Ready?
Ready?
Go.
Get the party started
Woo!
right. It is time to
Yes,
talk
sir.
about a football team that is relevant in December.
Yes,
Who
sir.
would have thought that we would have a Detroit Lions football team that is relevant in December, and it's Christmas time? We're not worried about presents right now because we got a football team, but we're going to play Christmas music as our backing track tonight. Eric, we called it. We said it
We
was going to
did.
happen, and it
Yep.
happened. We looked
We
it up.
spoke it
I
into
said they would
existence.
win by 10 points. They won by
Yep.
11. So if this
Yep.
was the Price is Right, I would have been correct and in the showcase showdown. Spinning that wheel, trying to get $1 to get whatever showcase they wanted to give you. Maybe a new car, maybe a trip to Acapulco. Who knows? But I would have been there because our Lions are relevant and beat the 10-2 Minnesota Vikings.
Man.
Whoo,
In
boy.
convincing fashion, like we said they would.
In
Yes,
convincing
sir.
fashion, and they hold their destiny in their hands.
Yes.
Amazing, incredible. Talk to me about this game because we are here for at least an hour to talk about
yeah.
this game. There's nothing else
yeah.
to talk about tonight, folks. If you
Nothing.
came here to talk about college football or basketball, Cade Cunningham, he's having surgery, he's out for the season. We don't care at this point. You know why? Because we got the Lions, and that's all we're talking about.
I'm a
Talk
little
to
hurt
me.
off, Cade, but it's okay.
I know,
Let
me
me
too.
drink this. Let me drink this to get right.
There you go. Get right.
All right, I'm good. I'm good now. Let's go. Man. Oh my God. And again, it starts from the expectation. Let's take this piece by piece. Everybody and their mama picked the Lions to win this game. National media's buying in. The sports books are buying in. We had to take that they were going to win convincingly. And it's something about getting a victory where, from what we've seen the Lions do, they don't win the games they're expected to win, especially not convincingly. And to pull out this W against the division rival, against the team that you fumbled against on week 3, against the team that, to me, I think is fraudulent and fluky, and I wouldn't mind seeing later in the season. You put your foot
later in this. You mean playoffs? Playoffs? We're talking playoffs?
Playoffs?
Come on now, bring it on. I agree with you 100%. That the Vikings are pretty fraudulent.
I'm gonna take these off now.
And it's not a matter of, they don't have good players, because they clearly have good players.
Mm-hmm.
But at the end of the day, this is now 2 games. 7 quarters, really, that you have really asserted dominance over this 10-2 team.
Yep.
9 of their wins have come by 1 score or. This is a team that is very gettable. This is a team that is very beatable.
Yes.
And if you somehow match up with them in Minnesota in the first round of the playoffs because you made it and controlled your destiny, you almost feel confident in saying the Lions could get a playoff win.
Yes.
That's crazy.
Especially looking at how the rest of some team schedules look. We'll get into that later.
We will get into that later. Yes, we will.
This team, as you said, they have destiny in their own hands. You're going to need a little bit of help from others, but as you play like this, Lions are the hottest team in football, maybe next to the Eagles, who have been greater than everybody. But next to them, it's the Lions right now.
And what's the worst thing about that? You should have beat the freaking Eagles in week 1.
Yeah, you had a chance in week 1.
I don't know. Give me some quick takeaways from the game, and then we'll get into our actual questions that we want to talk about with this team. But quick takeaways from you. What was like your big high-level takeaway from this team, from this game?
Again, I talked about this on the news desk after the game, and I feel like, again, as this team is establishing an identity, which is the first way to establish a winning culture and franchise. Sometimes it's with maybe a quarterback. Sometimes it's with a running back like Derrick Henry with the Titans or Patrick Mahomes with Kansas City. They are so great that they can mask everything else that doesn't look so pretty. The Lions, and this is going to sound crazy because there are definitely places that they can improve on the roster. You got a complete group effort again. You got the D-line showing out, your rookies showing out, the linebacking core getting better, the corners getting better in the secondary, the offense clicking on all cylinders, and you were able to do that without just relying on one person maybe to carry the bucket. Everybody played complementary football, which is exactly why, as Dre Johnson said, you gotta believe. You have to at this point. It's not. I don't want to hear SOL in the chat. I don't want to see it from nobody. I'm blocking you out. No SOL talk today.
This not blocking you. He's just putting blinders on because we love.
Yeah, I'll put the hater blockers back on.
Yeah,
I'll put these back on. But yes, that's
they're not sunglasses or buffs anymore.
No. Hater blockers.
Clearly, just hater blockers. Okay. Yeah. So a couple things. One for me, Ben Johnson is a freaking genius. Mm-hmm. No two ways about it. The way that he built that offensive game plan on Sunday was phenomenal. 3rd and 7 in the fourth quarter, under 2 minutes, and you put Penei Sewell in motion and then throw him in the flat to get the first down. Like, nobody saw that coming. Nobody saw that coming. And that was incredible. The other thing that I do have to say, because I have been very critical, and I will continue to stand firm on the fact that I don't believe he's the guy beyond 2023, maybe 2024 when they get a young guy, but Jared Goff has been playing phenomenally.
Yep.
Like, going back and rewatching that game today, I was very impressed with his decisiveness, the ball being on time, the ball being in the right spot.
Yep.
And 2 touchdown passes over 40 yards. Like, you got to give the guy credit when he deserves credit. And, I got to give him credit. Like, as critical as I've been, and as much as I still believe that he will never get you that championship, he's been playing very, very, very well. And so I definitely needed to make sure that I made mention of that because of, the fight I got in with Ricky last weekend or last Monday about Jared Goff. But yeah, and the defense, specifically the run defense, because the pass defense was awful because we gave up 425 yards to Kirk Cousins. But at the end of the day, the run defense did exactly what they needed to do, got timely turnovers, and it was fantastic. Dre, I agree with you. I do agree with you, and you can read anything that I've written earlier in the season about him not being the guy, and I still believe that. But right now, he's got the team winning, so I'm gonna give him his props.
He does. He deserves it, especially the touchdowns you threw to. He threw to 2 guys he hasn't had rhythm with all season. We've seen him play well with Amon-Ra St. Brown, put him in positions to throw. Even Khalif Raymond and Josh Reynolds. But we haven't seen a whole lot from DJ Shark, who maybe played his best game of the season.
And that was something that I was going to make sure I brought up to you.
Yeah.
You need to give my man some credit, because Shark was huge.
Come on, get Sunday. You a cup, bro. Come on, DJ. Come on, bro. Look, I'm objective at all times. If I'm wrong or if somebody proves me wrong, come get you a glass. You earned it. He was fantastic. The 3rd down catches he was making, I'm pretty sure the pass that you hated most was the 3rd down one where he's coming across the middle and Jared Goff throws it 5 yards behind him where he has to turn around. That was horrible. Up next to that the flea flicker he threw with scrambling, but
that one I actually didn't. The little flick I didn't mind so much.
Oh, I hate
He's in trouble. He's gonna get sacked. He saw what's his name and just flipped it to him. If you get a yard out of it, you get a yard out of it. At least it wasn't a turnover. But he's been protecting the ball, and so he definitely needs to get credit for protecting the ball. I think he hasn't thrown an interception since the Green Bay game.
Yes,
correct. Which is that's a winning formula. When you are not an elite quarterback, you have to be a smart quarterback, and he's been a smart quarterback. So
not turning the ball over. He's not getting hit as well. The offensive line, again, the Lions are doing an awesome job. They've been doing it all season. They've established the trenches on the offensive line. Now the D line is starting to come around where James Houston gets another sack. Boss up by Aiden Hutchinson playing ball, doing well. Jerry Jacobs comes in for a sack. Bugs comes in for the strip, which was the weirdest play. You have one of the best running backs in football. Why are you trying to do a Tebow jump pass with Dalvin Cook in the red zone?
Because they saw it work for Michigan against Ohio State on 4th down.
Oh, okay. That's where we're going.
Kevin
Okay.
O'Connell trying to be Jim Harbaugh. That's basically what it is.
Like,
Because
he
everybody
got
wants to be Jim Harbaugh.
He got outclassed badly.
He
Whether it was from the Penei Sewell, how you don't have somebody go with the motion man on that play,
What-
or Penei Sewell, the J-Mo touchdown, which is a
yeah,
beautiful
blown
design.
coverage.
Reynolds comes over, he draws the DB and the safety, and J-Mo has a free release out the back and goes deep.
That was beautiful.
Yeah, it was
Ball
cool
was
seeing this.
underthrown, but in a situation like that, I don't care about a ball being underthrown.
Right.
Because you are taught as a quarterback, when you have a guy that wide open, you just make sure you get the ball to him.
Yes.
And that's what happened. And it was a touchdown. And that's all that mattered in that moment. Especially, shout out J-Mo. First NFL career catch. Goes for 41 yards and a touchdown. And, Eric, I feel like I wish I had it pulled up here. In fact, maybe I can pull it up here.
I think I got it.
Oh, you got it.
I think I got it. If we're talking about the same thing, I believe.
Yeah, of course we're talking about the same thing.
Okay, hold on. Let me get it together.
Fact,
you go ahead and set it up. Go ahead.
You know what? I've got it. I got it right here.
All right, go ahead.
You earlier, a half hour before
Yeah.
the game even kicked off, you threw up this that said, hot take, J-Mo finds the end zone today.
I'm something of a psychic out here in these streets.
Now,
You
I've
want to
been
know the
told,
winning lotto numbers? Holla at
or
me.
at least I've heard, Eric, that you just don't have a football mind. But
Yeah, that's what I've been
I don't
told by
know.
some people. Yeah,
I don't know. It looked
I don't know
like
how
you
I
were pretty
stumbled
spot
upon
on
that.
there. That was
Yeah.
that aged very well. Ken Fisher asked a very good question, and Ken, I wish I could answer this for you, because I will very clearly say I have no idea. I have zero idea why in the third quarter they went for two.
They were getting
didn't
greedy the whole game.
I don't know if it was an analytics thing. I don't know what it was, but that did not, like, when I was rewatching the game even again today, I was like, that didn't make any sense to me.
None.
Strategically at all.
None.
Chris MVP Harris, he's back. I don't know if you caught. We did a
good,
live
Chris.
watch of the Michigan State game, and Chris was on with Matt and myself. And,
Okay.
Like,
What up,
he
Chris?
got on, and it was fun. So Chris, we're glad that you are back as well. But yeah, that to go back to your question, doesn't make any sense at all. But Eric, let's not talk about Minnesota anymore. Let's talk about our Lions, who have won, 5 out of the last 6?
Yes.
They are now 6-7 on the season after starting 1-6. They are one game. If I got this correct, they are one game out of a playoff spot. Potentially one game out of a playoff spot. Let me just make sure that I got this correct.
It's right behind.
Yeah, they're one. I mean, the tie in there kind of screws things up.
Yeah.
They are only behind Seattle. They're the second team out of the playoffs right now. But the Commanders and the Giants play each other this weekend, so hopefully, and the Seahawks play the 49ers. So, I mean, by the end of Sunday, with a win in New York, the Lions could be in the playoffs.
Absolutely. And
So-
you're sitting in a position where you wouldn't mind playing any of those teams again, especially not Seattle.
Actually, I take that back. They couldn't be in the playoffs unless maybe there's another tie. Because the Giants would be 7-6-1. We'd still be 7-7.
Okay.
And Seattle has a tiebreaker over us, so nothing's going to change this weekend.
No.
So I misspoke. That's my bad.
That's fine.
Math is not my strong suit, but but at the end of the day, the Commanders have, for the rest of the season, they have the Giants this weekend, then the 49ers, then they have the Browns, and then they have the Cowboys. Not an easy road to hoe.
Agreed.
And the Giants have the Commanders this weekend, then the Vikings, then the Colts, which maybe they'll win that game, and then they have the Eagles to finish the season.
Yep.
When you have a playoff berth hanging on the line, the Eagles are not the team that you want, unless they're resting people, which could end up screwing the Lions as well.
Correct.
If they're resting people that week. But it's going to be very interesting. And with a team that started 1-6, who do you give the most credit to for this turnaround?
Oh, man. I got it. I gotta give it to the coaching staff. I have to give it to Dan Campbell because for a majority of these games, we talked about Minnesota. I don't even want to go backtracking, but it's, just to get rid of it for now. He's been the reason where grit and his gutsiness has cost this team. Now, grit, there you go, is paying off tremendously. The CJ Moore 4th and 8 gamble that paid off tremendously. Getting from your 30 to their 30 off a run. Obviously the pass to Penei Sewell that we keep talking about. And then his faith in Jared Goff as well. I appreciate him and Ben Johnson's ability to put him in positions to make the correct plays, not necessarily go out and look like Mahomes or nothing like that. He's playing to his strengths. He's playing to the strengths of his team. And to me, it goes all to the coaching staff. They have been phenomenal. Aaron Glenn deserves a whole lot of credit for what he's done. And honestly, the Lions are getting healthy at this point too, which was a huge deal. So, I got to go with the coaching staff, who deserves the most credit.
It's easy to go with the coaching staff for sure, and they deserve a ton of credit because they've stuck to it. It looks like Aaron Glenn has adjusted when he's needed to adjust, right? They put Hutch into a 2-point stance, like all these different things, right?
Mm-hmm.
I can't believe I'm going to say this.
Yes, I do it. Come on, say it. That's why I said the coaching staff.
It's very hard to not say that Goff deserves a lot of credit.
Yes.
I still don't think he's the answer, but he has played very well over this stretch of time.
Yep.
And like he's the quarterback in 2023. He is no doubt about that. Yep. Potentially could be the quarterback in 2024, and maybe they draft a guy that can sit for a couple years, and then you just don't re-sign Jared Goff.
Yep.
I think the ceiling for Jared Goff is Jimmy G, and I think he's proved that.
Okay.
Maybe make a Super Bowl appearance, but I don't think he will ever win you a Super Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
Which he's already done, but it's hard to look at what he's done and be like, not give him some credit. But so I've said that answer. You got to also talk about the defense. I mean,
yes.
Aside from the secondary, who is down their best corner for the entire second half, which is when Jefferson gained most of his yards.
Yep.
They have really been good. And I don't even care about, I mean, they truly are the epitome of bend, don't break, right?
Yes. Yep.
But it's not like we'll just let you get in there and then kick field goals. They are creating havoc.
Yes.
And turnovers. Deshaun Elliott setting the tone last week with the turnover at Jacksonville. Kirby Joseph again with another turnover this week.
Yep.
Like, and maybe he's the guy specifically. We're like, ever since he's been inserted, since Tracy Walker went down,
he might be
their
MVP.
defenses look, other than the Seahawks game, really good. But that was also his first game. So he is like a diamond in the rough steel of a dude. And he might be my favorite Lion. I don't know why, but I love Kirby Joseph.
It's the backflips.
Maybe it is the backflips. I don't even know at this point. But what I do know is that he's really good.
Yes.
I want to talk about that fake punt though.
Okay, let's do it.
Oh,
let's do it.
We weren't even at the 30.
Yeah, we might have been just behind it. Yeah, you might be right. Right, go ahead. Come on, get it together.
This is the Occam's razor of this decision, right? It's like it went well, so everybody's like, "Oh, great call."
Yeah.
But if it had not gone well and Minnesota scored a touchdown and it's 14-14, people are going, Dan cost us another game.
Maybe so.
Which, okay, yes, shows the that he may have, right?
Yeah.
I just don't know if I like it or not. I'm not going to judge a decision based on the result because that's like Monday morning quarterbacking.
Mm-hmm.
That was pushing all the chips to the middle of the table.
Way bigger than the Penei Sewell play.
Oh, yeah. The Penei Sewell play was a brilliant design because they had run that same exact play earlier.
Mm-hmm.
Same exact design, Panay in motion, they run the ball.
Mm-hmm.
I have no problem with the Panay swoop play at all. I thought it
Me
was
neither.
genius.
Mm-hmm.
I just am a little I don't know what like it worked out great. So I don't want to be the guy that's like, "Dan, you could have screwed us again," because he didn't.
Yeah.
But I'm just like, there's a certain point. There's a very fine line between gutsy and psychotic.
Yeah. That was borderline. That was borderline both. I ain't gonna cap.
That was, if I'm not mistaken, that was the first drive of the third quarter too. Like our first drive. Minnesota went 3 and out, and then like Dan, I love it, and I love the, somebody called him the real life Ted Lasso. Yeah, here you go.
Love that call. Love that.
Trey
Good call,
Johnson.
Trey.
He's a real life Ted Lasso. Like, I'm with you on that. But goodness gracious.
To me, it speaks to his ability to stick to what he is. And we're gonna have to, I guess, get used to that. Because I definitely was not expecting that at all. I was sick about that drive. I'm like, oh my God, they just went out 3 and out. And then out of nowhere, boom. So yes, it works out now. The grit paid off. And honestly, let's give the players some credit too. Malcolm Rodriguez had an awesome seal to open that hole up. And CJ Moore took off like Chris Johnson. That was nuts.
No, rewatch that play. He sealed it, but then he was stride for stride.
Yes.
Lead blocking.
Yeah.
That was like, Malcolm Rodriguez might be my second favorite line.
He's been playing awesome lately.
He's been playing awesome.
Huge plays. Yep.
And Justin Jackson's touchdown.
Yeah.
I sent you the screenshot today.
Yeah.
J-Mo going in and just laying the wood on this crack block. Not a crack block, because those are illegal now.
Right.
But
You can't do those anymore.
This team is a physical and fun football team to watch.
They are.
And 4 games, man, they hold their destiny in their hands.
This is it. This is the time, man. Again, I wouldn't be surprised. We've gone over their schedule. We'll probably talk about it a little further, but I want to at the very least see them play this consistent brand of football. I don't know how the wins and losses are going to come. I'm more excited knowing that they're winning convincingly and putting a convincing brand of football on the field. A lot of teams get lucky in the NFL, and maybe the Lions will get that maybe against the Jets or the Panthers. Maybe they'll sneak one out. They're due for a letdown sooner or later. But as long as this continues, I'm all the way in. I'm bought in, and I don't see no reason why people should be buying into a playoff push at this point.
No, you can't. And let's actually transition to the Lions as a playoff team. How confident? And before we go there, I do want to remind everybody, like, make sure you're commenting. Make sure you're talking to us in the chat, because we would love to comment and talk. This team is shocking the world right now.
Hottest team in football.
And we want to talk about them.
Yes.
So make sure that you're dropping comments, questions, thoughts, whatever, into the chat. But we're going to talk about them as a playoff team. And Eric, I'm actually going to just pull up the playoff picture. It's from NFL.com. Okay. Cool. And this is what it looks like. In the AFC, you have nobody that has clinched yet. The Eagles have clinched in the NFC naturally, right? The Vikings and the Niners and Buccaneers all lead their division. Mm-hmm. However, what happens if the Vikings lose out?
Something's changed. If
the Vikings lose out and the Lions win out, could we be talking about an NFC North championship?
We could be talking about it.
We could be talking about it.
The Vikings got the Colts, the Giants, and then they have the same 2 games as the Lions, the Packers, and then the Chicago Bears.
It would be highly unlikely that they lose out.
Right.
But we had to bring it up, right?
Yeah. We haven't bought into them all season. They've had a lot of fluky W's. And these are some teams that are motivated that are playing them right now. So
you're right.
I wouldn't rule it out. I'm not ruling out a rematch of that.
But let's, for the sake of argument, say that they don't win. They don't lose out. But the Lions do win out. And because we said last week, and I'm going to stick to my thought process. I said if they got past the Vikings, they would win out. And they would end up 10-7.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? That means that Washington has to get to 10 wins.
Yep.
And their schedule, that means they'd have to beat the Giants, the 49ers, the Browns, or the Cowboys. 3 of those teams.
Not easy.
I don't think that they beat 3 of those teams.
No, me neither.
The Giants would also have to get to 10 wins. And they have the Commanders. So one of those teams will be at 8 wins this weekend, most likely.
Mm-hmm.
Unless they tie again. They have the Vikings, the Colts, and the Eagles. I don't see them winning 3 of those games.
Me neither. And they've just lost, 3 of their last 4?
Yeah.
That's including the tie against yeah.
So then you also have the Seahawks, who have the tiebreaker over the Lions because of that disaster in Week 4.
Yep.
They have the Niners this weekend, the Chiefs, the Jets, and the Rams.
Yep.
The Baker Mayfield-led Rams.
Oh, my God.
I had to.
Just ruining all our hopes with Baker.
So Seattle getting to 10 wins, no. If the Lions get to 10 wins, here's what I'm telling you. If they get to 10 wins, they are in. 100%. They are in.
Yep.
I know somebody said that they got an 86% chance if they win out to get in. I think that number's too low. I think that's way too low.
I agree.
If they win out and they get to 10-7, they are in the playoffs.
Yep.
No doubt about it.
Especially considering the schedule. Again, the Lions have beaten 2 of these teams already. The Panthers should be trying to tank right now. The Jets almost just lost their quarterback. Mike White almost got smacked, or he did get smacked and blown away by the Bills. And
I saw that hit. He got folded like a rag doll.
That was nasty. And then they just lose their D tackle Williams as well, who's a huge part of that defense on that D line. Listen, to me, if I had to put money down, I'm not telling nobody to do that. We all got bills to pay. But if I were to put money down on this, I think the Lions have the best odds of getting 10 wins of all these teams that you just mentioned.
Oh, 100%.
Easily.
100%. The Carolina game scares me a little bit.
Okay.
The Jets this weekend is going to be a physical game. I would expect it to be within a score.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe it's a last-second field goal, which, who knows. I would like for it to not be close because I don't want to have to stress about game results.
Right.
But the Bears, Justin Fields could be shut down by then.
Right.
The Packers, Aaron Rodgers could be retired by then.
Could see Jordan Love. Yep.
Yeah, but whatever. Not too impressed with him to begin with, which
is good. Cool.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But the Carolina game scares me a little bit. They kind of are on the similar trajectory of the line. They just beat the Seahawks this last weekend.
They did.
And that's this is a team that's not supposed to be this is Sam Darnold as a quarterback.
Right.
This is not supposed to happen, but we're going to Carolina. Right? We got 3 of these last 4 games are road games. If I'm not mistaken. And I
believe so, yeah.
They go to New York, they go to Carolina, they come home for the Bears, and then they travel to Lambeau.
Mm-hmm.
If they win out, they are in.
Right.
If they go 3-1, I think they need a little help.
Okay.
That's just kind of the thought that I'm throwing up there right now.
Okay.
What are your thoughts on playoffs? And how confident are you if they do make it to the playoffs?
I ain't gonna lie to you, man. If it's outside the Eagles, and again, you just talked about them, this conference has been horrible.
Awful.
All the hype came in for the AFC, and rightfully so. The NFC has been horrendous. We thought the Bucks were supposed to walk away, run away, sprint away.
Speaking
with
of
the
that,
NFC South.
Not to cut you off, but to add to your point, did you catch Dan Orlovsky this morning?
No, what happened? What'd he say?
Who's the number 3 team in the NFC right now, according to Dan O?
San Fran, right?
He said the Detroit Lions are the 3rd best team in the NFC right now.
Woo!
No, I don't know how much you buy into that.
Oh, damn.
But
come cool that take off with a glass, bro. Come on over here. That's tough.
I don't know. I mean, it's going to be very interesting. Let's say, right now, the Eagles and the Vikings would have a bye if the season ended No, the Eagles would have the bye.
Right, yeah, they would have the bye because they've been dominant out the NFC.
And if the Lions got in at 7, they'd be going to Minnesota.
Mm-hmm.
If they got in at 6, they'd be going to San Francisco.
Yep. Brock Purdy.
Ken, you're right. I mean, this is exactly like nobody wants to play Detroit right now.
That's facts.
And the beautiful thing about this too is, like, this is with a loss to the Bills in somewhat of heartbreaking fashion.
Yep.
And they bounced back.
They did.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
When we talk about this word right here, that's exactly what we're talking about.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like, yeah, you can lose, but don't let it spiral you. And they're not.
Right.
And it's, outdoor games, they got, New York, Carolina. Carolina should be fine because it's Carolina and it's beautiful down there.
Yep.
But, like, Lambeau and New York could be difficult.
But yeah, I mean, they've shown the ability to put points up outdoors. I mean, they put up 24 against Minnesota. It wasn't great. 31 against the Bears. 31 against the Giants. Like, yeah, these are all outdoor situations. So while Green Bay has a good defense, and
Minnesota's not
Jets,
outdoors.
They're not are they in a dome again? Oh, they finally put them back in the dome. Okay, never mind. Because they were for a while.
While their stadium was being built, they were playing at the University of Minnesota, but they're back indoors now.
Got you. But I mean, even with that considered, so yeah, it was away from home. They showed to be just fine and comfortable with it. And considering what you did to them at home, the road don't scare me with none of these teams. You can put whoever you want. If you had to go see Seattle again, if you somehow have to see Tom Brady and the GOATs in the first week, I think you can get them. The Bucs have been horrible. They have been terrible in a division that they should have been running away with at this point. The Lions shouldn't be scared of anybody in this conference. Nobody.
This is the only thing that makes the game on Sunday interesting. If Flacco or Zach Wilson are playing on Sunday, the Lions have to be heavily favored.
Yes.
If Mike White is playing, that's going to make it a much more difficult game. Mm-hmm. I don't know. I know he was taken to the hospital with like potential like internal injuries. I don't know. The way he got hit and the way he looked after that hit, that was not good.
That was bad, dude.
That was not good at all.
Mm-hmm. Lions saw that. They should be going over that in film review right now. Again, you've done an awesome job with establishing the line of scrimmage. Now on defense, you've been doing an awesome job with that. They've been bringing pressure with blitzes for guys like Jerry Jacob needs a lot more credit. He has been phenomenal.
That corner blitz that got him that sack, that was incredible.
He's been great. So I got to give him some props. And Zaloni's been playing a lot better, and they're drawing up different schemes, like we just said, to get those guys to the quarterback. So I have nothing but the utmost confidence that they'll be able to handle business.
Yeah, I don't either. I think it's going to be very interesting. Now let me ask you this question.
Okay.
They go 3-1 over the last 4. So they end up at 9-8.
Cool.
They missed the playoffs. Are you disappointed?
It depends who they lost to and how they lost. If you want to look at totality, no. Because this is a team.
I need this fact checked. Hold on a second.
Whoa, easy.
I need this fact checked. Hold on. You keep talking. Answer my question.
Maximilian, talk to us. Okay, yeah.
I'm going to go look and see if I can find a tweet on Mike White's interview.
Please.
See if he's wearing a Lion shirt.
I can't be disappointed with a 9-8 record. I can't. Especially, yes, you can go back to the past and say, oh, well, they blew this game. They did this. You have one of the youngest teams in the NFL.
Yeah, second.
Are they allowed to? Yeah. Are they allowed to make some mistakes? Yes. Are we scarred because of SOL? Yes. But when you remove that and see how they played since then, you can't really talk about that no more. You really can't. This isn't a situation where we talked about this. Like if they were 1-6 for a moment. Let's say they were like 1-8 and they started going on this streak. We would be sick about that. They're still playing meaningful games right now and playing their best football on the backs of their younger players. Like that has to matter. So no, I wouldn't be upset at all. I would give them nothing but praise.
Max.
Wow. What a call, my Max.
I love it. Thank you. We had to,
That's hilarious.
Had to fact check it, but
How did
Man,
you
look
know
at this.
that? How did you know that, Max?
Max must be a
You a
football
Mike?
savant. He just has. See, look, hey, look. We give props where props are due, Max. Listen, you were right, and look at
Wow.
Mike White wearing a line.
Hopefully he ain't wearing that shirt when he play us.
Uh, maybe I don't know.
I mean,
So nobody told him like, hey, do you not know who we're playing on Sunday?
hottest team in the NFL coming to town.
And you're gonna wear their shirt? I mean, it's not our shirt, but still,
Good look.
it's
Good
fun.
look.
That's
How would you feel? So how would you feel?
Great find, Max.
How would you feel if they finished 9-8?
And miss the playoffs?
Yeah,
I'd
if they
feel
miss the
fine.
playoffs. 9-8.
I'd have no problem with it for a number of reasons. Number one, I only had them winning 6 games this season. I had them going 6-11, which was an improvement from last year. So I wasn't even going to be mad about 6 games. When you double your wins from a year before, that's not a bad thing, right? Seeing the way that they are playing, though, anything less than 3-1 over these next 4 is a huge disappointment for me.
Totally agree with that.
In my mind, okay? Yep. But missing the playoffs, I'm not going to sit there and be like, season's a waste, because it wasn't a waste. You saw improvements on defense. You saw exactly what we talked about on Beyond the Box way before the season started, during Hard Knocks. You saw Dan Campbell grow somewhat as a coach, because he still goes for it below the 30 on 4th and 8, in the third quarter, up 1 touchdown. You've seen him grow. You've seen the defense grow. You've seen Goff play better. Like, again, makes me want to stick something in my eye every time I say it. But at the end of the day, like, this team was not supposed to be in the playoffs this year. This is technically still supposed to be a rebuild. This is a second year of a rebuild, and you're playing this well.
Yep.
That just makes me more excited for what they have coming after the draft next year.
Exactly.
Especially with the way that the young guys have been. Like, these wins are not being done on the backs of veteran players.
Right.
The young core of your team is what is getting these wins.
Mm-hmm.
And I love the fact that, like, Jamal Williams is going in and being a bruiser, and they're putting Swift on the field to add a different dynamic. I'd like to see the ball in Swift's hands a lot more. That move that he made on the sideline right before halftime to gain an extra 3 yards, put that dude on skates, and got out of bounds. Like, he's so good and so dynamic when the ball's in his hands.
And when he's healthy.
Right? Mm-hmm. And so I wouldn't be disappointed if they get to 9 wins but still miss the playoffs, because this is a building block. Now, I think it would be uber beneficial to get to that first round of the playoffs with these young guys. Yeah. Even if you lose, whatever happens in that playoff game does not matter. Right. It does not matter at all, because you've gotten the young guys a taste, and then now they're going, okay, this is what we're doing after, moving forward. Yeah, Ken, you're right. I mean, you were the savant long before we were, and I'm sorry that it took us a while to buy in. You are 100% correct. You did say that a couple weeks ago, so kudos to you. Fantastic call. Eric, we're going to move on to our Week 15 picks, but before we do that, I want to remind everybody that wherever you are at on social media, make sure that you're following Detroit Sports Nation. You can follow us on Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, Instagram. Beyond the Box has its own Twitter, Beyond the Box DSN. Follow us there for some great conversation about football or whatever sport is in season. And we would love to connect with you there. On YouTube, make sure you're subscribed and you pound that bell so you get notifications when things like the news desk are dropping, and when Beyond the Box goes live every Monday at 7 p.m. Now, Eric, it's Week 15 of the NFL season.
Yes.
We got 5 games that we picked, and guess what? I got that game on you when I picked San Francisco. As I told you what happened, I got that game on you. So I currently on the season am 41-25.
Okay.
And you are 40-26. Okay. Still very respectable records, I might add, for just picking games straight up. But we got 5 games. And again, I went for all of them that I could. I picked games that would affect the Lions
agenda.
and their playoff chances.
Yes.
Okay. So we're going to start Thursday night with San Francisco at Seattle.
Yes. Oh, man.
Head versus heart picks here.
Yeah, this one isn't easy. San Francisco's playing really good. Nick Bosa's probably going to win Defensive Player of the Year. Seattle's reeling, man. I'm on a short week. I'm gonna go with, even on the road. I'm gonna go with San Fran. I'm gonna go with San Fran. I just think they got something clicking. I don't trust what Seattle's doing right now. I'm gonna go with San Fran.
Seattle may be out of gas.
Yeah,
they may be running on fumes, and so I'm also going to go with San Francisco because we need them to win that division.
Agenda.
Yeah, I mean that's a head, but also a heart pick, right?
Yes, agreed.
Here's a game that does not affect the Lions at all because it is the completely other side of the NFL, the AFC. But Miami at Buffalo.
Oh man, I love Tua.
And Miami looked awful Sunday night.
Yeah. This is the time where they should be struggling because it's cold. You played in super comfortable Miami where it's warm. Now you got to go to Buffalo. Buffalo in a big one. I don't think this one will be close.
Ah, man. Miami already got him once this year.
Yep.
And it's hard to beat a team twice in the same season, especially in Buffalo in the cold weather. And with Tua struggling, his receivers struggling, I'm going to go with Buffalo as well.
Okay.
All right.
They haven't got Jalen Waddle involved in a while, which is weird.
They have not. He also has not gotten much separation.
Very true. Very true.
So here we go. The game of all games that matters most to the Lions.
Oh.
The New York Giants at the Washington Commanders.
Can I pick a tie for this one?
If you want to.
Am I allowed to pick a tie?
Like, if you legitimately want to pick a push and they tie, I will give you the win.
I ain't gonna lie, bro. I'm this close to really doing it. I swear. I don't like
I have no
either
problem
of these
with
teams.
it. We make up things as we go.
Gosh.
Like, whose line is it anyway? The
Yeah.
points don't matter and everything's made up.
Right. I'll go with Washington. I don't think they don't. There no Carson Wentz playing. I think they'll be fine. Giants have been exposed by the Lions. I'm gonna go with Washington in this one.
The Lions kind of broke the Giants.
They did. They
you know
did.
what?
They put them in their place.
I gotta go with Washington too because I think it actually benefits the Lions, specifically with the Commanders' schedule.
Okay.
If the Commanders were to keep winning.
Okay.
I don't think the Seahawks are going to keep winning. Like I said, I think they're out of gas.
Yes.
So if the Seahawks lose to the 49ers and the Giants lose to the Commanders, then I would need those two teams to just keep losing.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And then it doesn't matter what the Commanders do.
Right.
So,
watch at that point.
then it's a wash at that point. So I'm going to go with the Commanders. I think that's a head and a heart pick at that point.
Okay.
Yeah, okay. So, we did Washington at the Giants. Let's go Tennessee at the Chargers.
I think this might be the one where we split. I'm going to go with the Chargers. I'm going to go with the Chargers on this one. I like that they're getting healthy now. I wish they still had Joey Bosa in there, but they're a good team. I like what they're doing. I think Tennessee's kind of like waffling, just, a beneficial bad division. I'm going to go with the Chargers on this one. In a close one.
This is where we're going to split.
I knew it.
Because what is my number one rule?
Oh, boy. Here we go. The other agendas.
The other agenda. Not the head versus heart, but...
No. Yeah. It's your other agenda.
In the fantasy football semifinals, I need Derrick Henry to be good. So I'm going to pick the Tennessee Titans to be good.
Only for his worst game ever at this point.
Just once. I need him to be good. All right, our game. Detroit at the New York Jets.
I feel like you said the Carolina game was going to be the game that they, maybe come out flat. I think this will be the one they come out flat. I think that defense is serious business. They do have some really good weapons on that offense as well. Garrett Wilson's playing awesome right now. But I'm going to go with the Lions. I'm not picking the Jets. I'll take the Lions by a touchdown in this one.
Excuse me, I'm thirsty.
Hey, pull it up.
Give me the freaking Lions, man.
Yes, sir.
I told you last week if they beat the Vikings, they're winning out. So now at this point, I cannot pick against them. Do not let me pick against them.
No, especially not for the Jets.
For the rest of the season. They're going to win. They're going to win. And it's probably going to be a little bit closer, but they won by 11. I say they win by 10 again this week.
Ooh, okay.
I'm going to just go with it. Why not?
Okay.
I'm just going to say it's going to continue to be convincing until it's not. Okay. And so far, it's been convincing over the last, 6 games?
Facts. Absolutely it has.
So, I'm here for it, man.
Okay with that.
There have been seasons, last year, the year prior to that, where I just stopped tuning into the Lions games on Sundays.
Yep.
Like, I just didn't care.
Yep.
And now I have to watch them. We were literally seeing Santa Claus yesterday in Cabela's, and I had my phone on so I could watch the game while I'm pushing a stroller around. So, I mean, it matters. I mean, yeah, it's part of the job, right? Because we covered them. But at the same time, like, I wanted to know if they were winning or not. It mattered because they're playing meaningful, relevant games in week 14 of the NFL season.
Me and Ricky were watching the game. He said, this is the stress of important games and meaningful games feels like. I don't want no part of it. It was stressful watching this game. Even with them knowing that they were, in a position to win, still stressful watching that game with some of the miscues. But,
Maximilian's got to come out with statistics. Listen, Max, I'm going to say this to you, and I'm going to continue to say it to you. Never let facts get in the way of a good story.
Facts. Thank you. Yes.
And the good story is that this
is
legitimate and that the Lions are going to win.
You get hater blockers for that, Max. I'm sorry, man. I can't co-sign with you on that, bro.
These teams, who have they lost to this year?
The Bills? Dolphins, the Bills, and then the Matt Patricia.
Oh, God bless.
The ugliest game of the year.
You're right, Max. You're right. 2 of those games they should have probably won.
And they were unhealthy for a few of those games as well. Now they're as healthy as they've been all season.
Yep.
It's a little different at this point, man.
But Max, we're not going to let facts get in the way of a good story.
That's right, man.
Ever. So, Eric, we have one more segment we want to get to. But before we do that, talk to the people about Detroit. GearUpDetroit.shop, please.
Yes, indeed. We getting you in the holiday season spirit. You hear the music playing. I hope you've been setting up your Christmas tree, get in the holiday spirit. Go ahead and put a beautiful gift from GearUpDetroit.shop under your tree. Get 25% off your purchase by using the coupon code BTB25 off. A lot of great gear in all different colors. Whole lot of different styles for the swagged up like me and the swag list like AJ. They got gear for everybody. Go ahead up to GearUpDetroit.shop.
Hold on a second. The swag, what?
You look good today. Yeah, I like the Army shirt. I like the Army
Navy.
shirt.
I told you that Army was going to win this weekend, and they did in double overtime. The first time that the Army-Navy game had gone into overtime. I got to thank my beautiful wife who got this for me for my birthday.
It looks good.
It is so comfortable, and I love it. And go Army.
I still want to get you a jersey. We get you a jersey. I don't care if you're not a jersey guy.
It would hang on the wall. Like I own literally one jersey. I have one jersey.
Who?
Take a guess.
Baker Mayfield.
No, get out of here.
Who would you have a jersey of?
And I want to remind you that I bought this jersey back in 2011, 2010.
Stafford?
For the Super Bowl? Nope.
Oh, no.
It's not even a Lions jersey.
2011. Was it Tom Brady?
No.
Who is it? Who?
Close. Peyton Manning.
Okay. I'm not mad at that. The one who broke the curse.
See, the white Colts 18 jersey is what I have.
Yes, sir.
What I have.
Iconic.
So and this is just a little plug because we got a little bit of time, but every year we had gone live for the draft, and this year they wanted to wear jerseys. Well, the only jersey I had was Peyton Manning, but I almost got the 3/4 sleeve Jim Brown jersey.
Ooh.
The the old school jersey. I was like, that would
Okay.
be awesome. But I was like, I'm not gonna pay that money for one wear because I will never wear it again after that. Now, Eric, we have a new segment that
Yep.
we are going to do. It was an
Yes, sir.
idea where it's kind of like a start bench cut. It's kind of like a career path trivia, but it's kind of both of them maybe a little bit intertwined.
Mm-hmm.
And what it is called, give me 1 second, this right here. Forgotten athletes of the past.
Yes, sir.
Okay? Forgotten athletes of the past. And what we're going to do is we are going to give you an athlete, his statistics, some stories about him, things of that nature, and then we are going to try to guess who that is. So Eric, let's go ahead and we will start. This one is mine specifically. This gentleman won a Heisman Trophy, was a first-round NFL draft pick. In his career, he had 10,009 yards.
Okay.
And I'm kind of giving you a clue with these next two. He was a three times in his career, he started all 16 games.
Okay.
4 times in his career, he rushed for 1,000 yards. So he amassed that many yards with only rushing for 1,000 yards 4 times. And he had an 11-year career, but there were 2 seasons, one where he retired and one where he was suspended. If you need any more clues, I can give you some clues. He is the number 3 all-time NCAA rushing leader, and the two guys ahead of him had to break his record. So he broke the record, then somebody else broke the record, then somebody else broke the record.
Okay, dog in college. Did he? Okay, I'm guessing he played for a few different teams.
He played for 3 different teams.
3 different teams? Okay.
The Ravens, the Dolphins, and the Saints.
Okay. All right. Now, when he was suspended,
yes,
was there
there was a Josh Gordon aspect to
okay.
Is that okay to say? I don't know if that's okay to say, but
he's the OG Josh Gordon. Absolutely. It has to be Ricky Williams, right?
It is Ricky Williams.
There it is.
Good guess there.
That was a good one.
I tell you what, man, Ricky was such a good running back.
I don't think people realize how amazing he was.
I don't think, I remember I was watching the game that he broke the NCAA record.
Yeah.
He was so good.
Mm-hmm.
A little bit, goofy.
Yeah.
Shall we say. But he was such a good running back.
He was. He started losing it when his facial hair started getting weird. He trimmed his dreads up and went to the Ravens.
Yeah.
It wasn't the same guy at that point, but
was
not
the same guy.
He was a nice player. He was a really good player. I loved watching Ricky Williams play, college and pros.
Yeah.
Good one. I like that one. Okay.
You like that one?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
You are up, my friend.
Oh, man. Okay.
I clearly can see that this guy played for the Lions at some point.
Yes. This is
I can't tell who it is, though.
Undrafted free agent cornerback from the Detroit Lions. Was picked up from the University of Pittsburgh in 2010. Played for 3 teams, one of which being the Lions. Also played for the Jets. Also played for the Browns. And did spend some time in the CFL. Now, a more important detail was he was trash. And not just on the field, off the field, he was a trash human being in general. Was cut from the Lions after being caught with a firearm, assault charges. I'm pretty sure he had a DUI, marijuana charges as well in his whip. And the infamous quote, "I hope the fans go back to being broke and miserable," after playing one of the worst games of his career. Had the nerve to take it out on the fan base. AJ, who is this forgotten athlete?
So what you're telling me is it's a good thing that this guy is part of the forgotten.
Damn right. Absolutely it is.
Playoff team?
Yeah, he was on that team. He was on the
he was on the 2011 team?
Yes.
Okay. I have an idea.
Okay.
Oh man. I can't believe that. I think that you're making me relive
I'm,
a memory that I have tried to forget.
I'm sorry for that.
Did this man have an interception from Drew Brees in his hands and drop it? If I'm not mistaken, late third quarter, early fourth quarter.
Sure as hell did.
That would have put Stafford back on the field to extend a lead, if I'm not mistaken.
Sure did. That was his doing. They were in position to win that game, and he fumbled it away by being an idiot and a terrible cornerback.
It's Aaron Berry.
Ding, 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 ding,
Oh
ding,
my
ding, ding,
gosh.
ding.
Goodbye.
Happy to be forgotten. So
Yeah.
happy this man is forgotten. I'll never forget how happy he was to hear that news of him getting cut after that stupid IG post he made.
He really said that about fans?
Yeah, like how are you mad at them when you play like garbage? Like
Was it after the dropped interception?
yes, it was literally after that game. He goes on social media and says, "I hope the fans go back to being broke and miserable." He was still a lion at that point.
It may have been directed at me because I'm pretty sure I said something on social media
We all
about
did.
how bad he was.
We all did. He deserved all that smoke. He was terrible. I don't know what it was about this dude, but is knowing that we have a formidable secondary now where there's a lot of promise and they're not cussing out fans.
Yeah, it makes you happy.
Watch
I'm
these
just
guys out of
upset
history.
that we had a Barry on our team and it was the bad Barry,
Oh,
the rotten
yeah.
Barry.
Sorry, Barry. Sorry, Barry Sanders. You don't deserve that.
No. I'm talking about Eric Berry, the All-Pro safety from the Chiefs. I would have loved to have him on our team. He was so good.
He was one of my favorites out of college. Tennessee.
Oh man, Aaron Berry, thanks for ruining my night.
I know. I'm sorry, man. We was having such a good day. I'm
we
sorry.
were having such a good time, and you freaking bring up the guy that cost us a playoff win.
I'll find a nicer one next time. I promise.
You're gonna have to because you
I
need to
got you.
redeem yourself at this point.
I can do that.
Of all the athletes, of all the sports, that had to be your first one.
I'm trying to wash away all the SOL memories I have. The only way I can do it is
By bringing them up? By bringing them up?
By giving one last slander session and then boot them from our memories for as long as we can from this point on. Yes.
Okay. All right. I'm okay. Just a little bit more therapy, just to rid the system of it entirely.
Yes.
Okay. All right. I'm here for that.
You'll feel better later. I promise.
You know what? I hope so. We're gonna feel really good Sunday after the Lions beat the Jets because it's gonna happen. One way or the other, they're gonna beat the Jets. They're gonna be winners of 6 out of 7. They're gonna be 7-7 level on the season, and in control of their playoff destiny. And the reason why is because I want to keep drinking blue Kool-Aid. Like I forgot how good it tastes.
Yeah.
And I'm here for it, man. Even if it does mean that golf's gonna be around a little bit longer.
It's okay.
It's okay. I'll live with it, I guess. It's
all good from him. We saw bad Hawkinson that set up this loss. We didn't talk about that at all.
We did not.
Oh, we'll talk about that later.
By design. I didn't want to talk. Why talk about somebody that's not here anymore? That said that he's he's glad to go somewhere he can win. Oh, guess what, TJ? We're winning a whole heck of a lot without you.
That's right, pal. You got to catch third down passes and tight rope.
In fact, I think the Lions are a better team, record-wise, since TJ's been gone than the Vikings are.
I'd rather take Penei Sewell at my tight end than TJ Hawkinson at this point.
Did you see his speed and break out of that?
I did.
Oh my
Turning the hips. You know how people don't realize how hard that is for a 300-pound big man like him. That is not easy what he pulled off. And then the wherewithal to dive and stay in bounds to keep the clock. Oh, genius. Best tackle in football. I'm here to say it now. I love Penei Sewell.
Listen, you could almost feel the tides turning when Sewell dropped to us at 7 in that draft.
For sure.
Like, you couldn't get that pick wrong. Yeah, Micah Parsons would have been great, right? But building an offensive line is important, and Brad Holmes, I'm excited to see what you do in April, coming off of a playoff berth this season. It's going to be a whole heck of a lot of fun, and I'm here for it, and we will be here for all of it on Beyond the Box. He is Eric Vincent. I am AJ Reilly. We will be back for another Fingers Crossed Victory Monday. Next Monday at 7 p.m. And until then, go Lions.
Yes, sir.